everybody. Happy Monday. Coming to you from Melbourne, day 3 in lockdown number 3, right? Hope you're doing well and happy Valentine's Day for everyone who celebrated. Everyone should have because everyone sort of loves it. If you have someone to love, doesn't matter if it's an intimate relationship. We celebrated with the kids, making them love hard pancakes in the morning, colored with a little bit of pink, red food dye to make them pink. And then I got my detox dinner with my um, meatball made into that heart shape, a love shape. And we had a great day, actually. Good morning, Janine and Kim. So I thought let's continue on that pattern of love. And today I wanted to talk about what the hell does love have to do with your business, and how can you relate, how we behave in our relationships with people, um, our loving relationships versus, and how does that kind of actually relate and work in parallel with our businesses. Good morning, Jody. Nice to see you guys. Great to know that I am live and actually gone public rather than last week only going to me and just talking to myself, right? So let's get into it and go through the 10 different correlating, similarities that I was thinking about as I was chilling out in the hut yesterday about love. And the first one are the stages that we go through in a relationship, and then how that kind of relates to the stages we go through a business. And I like to call those 3 stages, obviously, honeymoon, routine, and then mastery. Okay, honeymoon, routine, and mastery. We all know the honeymoon stage is the excitement, can do anything, everything is perfect, any problem I can fix, go, 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 lots of energy and all that sort of stuff. Similar, in a relationship. You you start seeing someone new, and you can't fault them. Everything is just rosy, the emotions, the butterflies, all of that kind of stuff. And I don't know, think back to the start time you started your business, and how did you feel? And often when the honeymoon period subsides and a person enters more of that routine stage, where you need to be develop the muscle of consistency and that staying power, that's where many people can give up and go, oh, this is not for me anymore. I'm not passionate about this anymore. Just like in a relationship, you might not get as many butterflies, or you think, oh, the spark is gone, right? The spark is gone. But it's not true, right? It's not true, because you've entered a different phase of business or in love, and therefore you're feeling differently. You need to tap into a different set of skills to keep it going, right? And do different actions, and and keep it interesting. Like in a relationship, if you want to keep it fresh and alive, you want to implement some surprises, some different activities, innovation. We call this innovation in business, right? So just like you need to stay innovative in your personal relationships with people to keep it fresh, to keep it exciting, so you have to when you actually enter that routine stage, yeah? And many people are going to go, oh, this is not for me. And unfortunately, like when we're in a honeymoon period in business, generally we're spending so much time and effort and all that, and we're time rich, cash poor, because we're trying to get this business off the ground. And because of this, that can become disheartening when maybe you're not seeing as many results, on rewards back into, coming back in, right? But you need to keep persisting and tweaking and trying new things until you find that thing that's going to be, okay, this works, and now I can replicate this over and over and over again, right? And of course, mastery is the stage where you completely understand and you've developed that maturity to understand, or know, you've done your 10,000 hours. Yeah. You've done your 10,000 hours with what you do. You've become really, truly the expert and you kind of just you're here for the long term, yeah, till death do us part, right? And so, similar in a relationship, you'll get to know each other over, you get into past honeymoon, into routine, and you get to that maturity in a relationship that you do feel like, yeah, we know what each other's strengths, weaknesses, all of that is, and we will progress and keep going and, keep building our life together. So recognize those stages where you're at in your business and perhaps maybe where you're at in your relationship, and understand that the feelings, the actions, and the behaviors we need at different stage are different. Yeah, I've often talked about, actually, if you look up like phases of a business or something, I think I did a massive lives that went over 3 weeks, where I broke down each of the stages and the actions a business owner should be doing in each of those stages, where you're like 0 to 2 years and all that kind of stuff. So, but today's not about that. So let's move on to the next point. And that is, if you don't love it, it won't love you back, right? So just like the people in your life, if you don't show them love and respect, similar thing about money. If you say, oh yeah, money's not important, I don't do it for the money, or like, those kind of things where it's kind of like shoving it away from to the side. That's not important, I'm not about the money, all that kind of stuff. Well, really, you're dissing it, right? So similar with your business as well, if you don't love it, it won't love you back. Yeah, there's this energetic exchange, right? So think about some of your thoughts and feelings you have towards your business and towards money. They're irrelevant. Same thing, if you don't show your partner love and respect, or your children or your friends and all that kind of stuff, do you think that'll be reflected back towards you? You're just going to kind of, we're a mirror, right? What is it? Projection is perception, or whatever. Yeah, whatever that saying was, right? So, if you don't love it, it won't love you back. And that is also works in all areas in life, not just business and money and things like that. Okay. So then the next thing is, if you don't nurture it, it won't grow. Yeah. If you don't nurture a relationship or a business where you're, setting up things, you're building in new systems, you are, nurturing your clients, or your prospect or your leads, you have a database, you're communicating with them regularly. You know what they say, the secret to any successful relationship is communication, right? And how does nurturing occur in a business is exactly through that way. It is through communication and, spending time with your clients. The reason today, this morning, every Monday morning for the last 6 years, I'm coming on live at 9 a.m. and I'm continuing to nurture my relationships, whether it's with clients, with friends, with just people who are connected with me, right? People who are following me. I'm consistently churning up and adding value week after week. No one's paying me for this time. I'm not being hired by anyone. It's done completely because I want to continue sharing my opinions, my message, maybe some aha moments for with you guys, yeah, and hopefully you'll take that away as being, and implement it in your life and your businesses, yeah. So nurturing, equals, sharing some, communication, means communication in a business, yeah. And the success of any relationship is communication. The secret behind any successful relationship is communication, and secret to any successful business is the ability of the business owner to nurture, build those communication systems. If there's only one of them, they can't do absolutely everything in due course, right? Whether it's going to be through lives, whether it's through nurturing the database, whether it's going to be through, seminars they'll host, events, get-togethers, things like that. Really, really, really important. Okay, so becoming a amazing communicator, or what you do, is key to your success. Yeah, if you can't communicate what you do and you just keep it in your head and you know it, but you're not externalizing it, then you've got some work to do. All right, next one. The less time you spend building your business, obviously the less fulfilling it'll be and the less successful it'll be. So the less time you spend in a relationship, the less time, the less, kind of connected you will be with your partner, or, feel like, you're like kind of, that cohesive team. Yeah. Hey, Glenda. Thank you. So the less time you spend on it. So sometimes people go, oh, but I don't want this to overtake my life and all that kind of stuff. Well, to get a rocket off the ground, like what a business and monetizing or a new direction in your life, right? So you might have been doing a certain thing, but you now might be doing something that is a little bit different. To get that going, you need to spend the time, you need to devote more time, just like at the start of a relationship. How much time are we spending together? Lots and lots of time. You think like 24/7, you could just hang out together. Well, think about that in your business. That's what you should be. You got to be hanging out in your business kind of 24/7. And I think I've told this story before, but my first 3 years, I lived, breathed, and slept and ate business information, advice, seminars, mentors, going out networking all the time. I didn't watch TV for 3 years, and this is legit. I did not. I thought it was the biggest waste of time, and all I did is devoted like all this energy, to this new relationship I had with the business. And yeah, I did forget a bit about my relationships at home, about my relationship with my health and all that kind of stuff, because I wanted to like, build this up, I've returned to those things, of course, and all that. But there was a period of time I was just like this soul focus, right? Soul focus. So much time invested, so much focus, so much yeah, quality, just access to people and being able to get it to the next level. Yeah. So think about that. How much time are you devoting to your new venture or whatever it is, goals? Like, just even think about it, your new goals. If you're not and you're prioritizing other times, well, you haven't really put it in the top 3 values of what's important to you, right? Maybe it's not that important to you, right? Okay. So when looking for new clients, all right, let's talk about this one. This was a funny one. So when we're looking for new clients, just like in any relationship, please don't try to sleep with them on the first night. First time. So a lot of business owners can, be like, sharks or pit bulls, wanting to like, oh, I want to go, get them to sleep with, someone to buy from them immediately. Well, it kind of doesn't work that way. We're going back to the nurturing point is, when you meet new people, don't like go straight for the kill or straight for the, I'm going to sleep with you tonight or whatever. Just take it easy. Like, just ease into it, observe, see who they are, see if you can suss them out, right? So don't just jump in and, hey, let's do it, right? So, um, think about, how do I romance my clients? Yeah, how do I romance my prospect? Not clients, even your clients. Once you have clients, guess what? Your clients can have a long lifetime value if you get things right. Yeah, long lifetime value, where they're doing multiple things with you over time, right? So romance your clients. Do things with them, spend quality time, and it'll happen. Because so many times, like, because I do all of these activities, where I keep turning up in front of people, and you guys are laughing at your, but you see it, like, just think about, if you're one of my clients, and I know a lot of my clients watch these, what was that process? What happened first? Was there straight away buy from me? Or was there, we met at some half-day workshop, we had some conversations, we did all that kind of stuff. And then think about also what's happened since. Has there been catch-ups? Has there been, things that have happened? So think about, how can I replicate or maybe make something like this with you? It requires extra time and effort on your part, right? It requires extra time and effort. But if you love your business, you love what you do, it won't be hard. Yeah, it won't be hard at all. Okay, so let's go past the one night stands and let's move into romancing and taking it easy at the beginning. Okay, next point here. It may be just you and your business to start with, but in time you grow a family. So, like when you marry with someone, the more traditional sense, it's just you and your partner, right? And then as time progresses, kids come along or whatever, not everyone's the same. I do understand that. But, it grows, yeah? And so does a business. You may start, it's just you and your business. And then in due course, you get busier. You need to find some support. For me, it was my virtual assistant, Lindy. And over time now, Vivi's part of the family, then Julie, we've got all these editors and designers and all that. So I've extended family. I would say our editors and designers are our cousins, and then Vivi and Jules are the kids, and Lindy and all that kind of stuff. So think about it. That's exactly how it evolves, yeah. And that's what makes also your venture or your business bigger and better and more supportive, because you have more people to love and more people love you, and therefore they take care of you and so on. You don't feel like completely bare, if you like, completely alone. So think about those things and how that happens. It may not happen overnight. For me, it has happened very slowly, just like as long as it would take a kid to have a kid each time that a new person has come into the business as we've been growing. All right, customer service. How do you speak to your clients? How do you speak to your partner? Yeah, so this is back to the communication. So, same thing, how would you speak to a loved one in your family, right? And how do you speak to your clients? Is that aligned, or do you change yourself to the way you would speak to your clients? Do you have your best interest for them? If someone in your family asked to support and help, I'm sure you would jump at the opportunity to actually help them. And same thing when your clients ask for help and support, or they come up with questions as they go through the journey with you, jump in and help them. Don't leave them hanging, don't leave them waiting for you. Yeah, remember I talk about the inbox zero and getting back to people nice and promptly and building those systems on how you can maintain that. Yeah, so really, really important. Customer service is just like, how do you treat your family is how you should be treating your clients as well. Innovation. So back to innovation. Innovation in business is super important, to keep developing, to get better, to come up with new ideas, to become more productive, to innovate, to become more efficient and effective, all of those kind of things. And that equals to the necessity of mixing it up in life as well. Every day, if every day looked like Groundhog Day, it wouldn't be very fun. I mean, after all, for Melbourne people especially, we've been through now 3 lockdowns. And don't most days seem like Groundhog Day when you're in a lockdown, right? You get up out of your bedroom, you go have a shower, you go through your same things. And that's why when we kind of, they let us out, we want to do the variety of things. Same things in love, yeah. If you want to, keep it exciting and fun and, all that sort of stuff, you got to bring in the surprises. And that's innovation in relationships, innovation in life, and innovation in business. It's needed across the board. Nothing ever stays the same. And, change is good. Change, even with the pandemic, it's been good in some respects. And, even if you don't see the good in it, there has definitely been good in it. In some respects in your life, yeah, and maybe even your relationships and how close you are now with people, to the way maybe how distracted you may have been during, everyday normal life, in the lead up of that, yeah. So community in business, okay, so other people, and so it's important to build a community in business. So how does this relate in love? Well, I'm sure it's all well and good to hang out just with your partner, but I'm sure that you also, again, back to the mixing it up, you like to also have, dates with other couples, or, go on holidays with other families together, because more people makes it fun. Different personalities, you're mixing it up. So that kind of relates back to the community that you start building your business. Yeah, it shouldn't be just you and one other person. How about introducing that one other person who is solving the same problem as your other clients to the other clients? So they become like-minded people who are working on the same problem. Right now, for example, we have our little detox messenger group where there's about 8 or 9 of us, and we're going through this exact same process, same challenges, same things, but we are all have this common goal of getting through the 23-day detox, and we report into each other every day, and it just makes it really, really easy to support one another. Yet our coach Gail is there overseeing what's going on, but she can just observe and doesn't need to get involved too much. Same thing with my author groups. Like, they've got their little retreat group messenger message, and they chit chat in there, and they kind of support one another. I can oversee what's going. I can step in if the need be. It actually makes your life easier. So think about it. Make sure that you are starting to build a community, and the best way and the easiest is to start a Facebook group and start putting and introducing your clients into a secret place where they can just talk about it to each other about some of the common problems and challenges. Same thing in life, who are, in your relationship, who are the other couples you hang out with, who are the other people that actually, you spend time with, that create community. So community is really important. It's not just about the one-to-one or you working with the client, but once you bring the community, you bring another level of power in your life relationships. And like, think about the kids. Like, when I was thinking, my kids really missed their community of other kids. Yeah, when we were away in Queensland, it was wonderful. We spent 3 months there. We hung out with each other a lot. And then there was some point at a point, I felt really sorry for them because they didn't have any friends. They didn't have their same age group. I tried to introduce them to a few of my authors' kids or whatever, but it wasn't a regular thing. Like, they would go to school. So the reason they go to school is to reconnect with their community, with like-minded people who are going through the same problems and challenges, who are trying to achieve the same goals, right? A preppy with a grade 3 and a year 7 is quite different, right? So they really, really crave their own age group. So same thing with your business. Your people and your clients are the same. They don't have to be the same age group, but they generally have a common goal. Yeah, really important. And the last one, so just like in business, there are good and bad times. Yeah, and there's ups and downs, and moments where you have a snowball effect and you take a big surge, and other times where you can plateau or even dip a little bit because you feel like you've taken a step backwards. Well, that's also same as our relationships. I'm sure anyone you ask who's been with a partner for a significant period of time would tell you that it wasn't always like, oh, love songs and butterflies and just all fun, and no arguments and things like that. It's not. Yes, some relationships have a lot more good times over bad times and vice versa and all that kind of stuff, but there is still that roller coaster ride through the fry pan moments. Jody, I love that. Yeah, like, you lose it, like same as with your kids. There's moments, there's love, and it is like everyone's together, and there's like times, it's like you drive me crazy, you lose your cool and all that kind of stuff. And that is exactly the same that our life evolves around the business. So it is a very interesting way when you start to look at how many things in life and stages, how everything kind of has this cycle. And as you see, you can see the metaphor between one to the other. And I sat there and I just thought about it. And that saying is, how you do something is how you do everything. Okay, so when you observe your behaviors, your traits, often you'll see that they're a reflection in other areas. Like, say, for example, you're really messy and disorganized in your life. Yeah. Generally, that will be a very similar, representation of how you will be in your business. Yeah. You know, it really, I just see it like, how a personality trait filters through, various, behaviors of what you're like around your health, or what you're like around in your business and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not saying you can't change it. It's just you can make little changes. I go, okay, like in my business, when I was saying the first 3 years I was super, super busy and all I focused on was on business, and then I forgot about my health and kind of nurturing my relationships at home. But once I got that plate spinning up in the air of the business stuff, then I got okay, I really, really need, kind of now to, focus on my health, get a personal trainer, do this, da, 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 and then I got that plate spinning up, and got really subconscious behind the actions with all that. And then, around, being more present with the family and all that kind of stuff. So I always add on little extra things of how I want to improve for the next time around and get another plate spinning, because you can't focus and change everything. Yeah. Changing everything all at once is just madness, and it won't feel natural. And you do want it to feel natural, so that it, becomes easy, and then you kind of add on the next thing. We all have things we can improve on, right? So just observe and say, just make a decision now. What's one thing you are going to change and do better that you want to see yourself improve on? And if some things are frustrating, where else is that maybe turning up in your life? Like, where else can you see evidence of maybe, things that you maybe get frustrated with are a reflection of what else you do in other areas that's actually very, very similar. So that quote, whoever said it, how you do something is how you do everything, is a very interesting one to ponder on. I often think about myself, um, when I think about some of my traits and, what triggers me and things like that. They're very similar things over and over again, which obviously eventuate from some of our upbringing and imprint that we have had in the past. So I hope all of that was of value for you guys. I have a busy week. It's an in-between retreat week. So this week is we've got the countdown to the USA and Canadian retreat next week. But I will be finishing my Shut Up and Sell Your First book, because I'm like 85%. And when I get to that point, I just knuckle down and just get it done. So I've set aside this afternoon some time, and then tomorrow all day before I have a half day on Wednesday to make sure I get it across to an editor. So I have put it up on my website for pre-sale. I'll put up the link and the and where to go after this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing it and actually getting this trilogy finally completed. So have an amazing day, whatever you're doing. And my fellow authors who have been watching, I'm going into the secret group, Ultimate 48 Author Mastermind. That's where the next live happens, specific to you, for Monday mornings, because sometimes you guys get lost where to find me next, because that's obviously a private and secret one that I do just for you. So have a great week, guys, and smash it out.